Warning. This game contains content that might not be suitable for most audiences. Viewers' discretion is advised. It has finally stopped raining. The smell of mold and decay is nearby. Humid air begins to fill your lungs. What is your name? It's Lion. You wake up in cold sweat. You're lost deep within a saturated swamp. Trees of various kinds surround you. The full moon is your only guiding light. Soggy, brittle leaves are your only source of comfort as you lay upon the mushy ground inside a holdout tree. The sense of time is lost on you, and this was the last source of shelter you could find. You begin to crawl and stumble out of the hollowed tree. Trying to remember where you are and how you ended up here is lost to you. Starving and need water, each direction you look into seems to lead on forever. You're not sure whether to wait until help arrives or continue on. Wait for help? Walk? I'm gonna walk. Because I don't think anyone's gonna be, coming for us. There's no point just walking around. Oh, so why do I have a health bar down there? This is making me wonder if this is one of those murder sims. Did I accidentally get myself into a murder sim? Oh, God, no. Well, actually, it's fun. I do like myself a good murder sim. Speaking of which, yeah, Boyfriend to Death 2. Coming up real soon. Just gotta get the recording done. In your weakened state, you crawl out of the tree and do a slight stretch before walking onwards. You continue walking on, passing through dense trees that tend to close in on you from time to time. The moonlight continues to guide you through the muddy terrain. You sense the sun change as you continue wandering around. The air smells better here. The path you took continues to go in different directions. You don't want to stay in one place too long and continue walking. It all feels very disorienting. It feels slightly colder. You try and shake off the chill. Eventually, you come across a crossroad. One pathway looks less terrifying than the other. Which one is less terrifying? I want to go to the one that's more terrifying. Left sounds terrifying. You take one last look around before going down the left path. It's even colder here. You look up only to see mostly fog covering the sky. The trees narrow inward, forcing you to go between them. When you turn around and look back, the path you came from is now gone. The ground begins to crack a bit more while you continue on. After a few more steps, you begin to hear water. No way. Could it be? You quickly make your way over to the sound. You pick up your pace a bit more, moving over the tall grass. After you make your way through, you come across a calm creek. I'm so thirsty. The water looks fresh enough to drink. Do I recognize the bodies in the water, though? Okay. I know that drinking the water is a bad idea here, but I still want to do it because I am just... my brain is just so big today, and I am going to go with my gut. I will drink the water. You cup your hands and grab a few sips of water. The water has a bit of gritty taste to it, but it's better than nothing. You also take this opportunity to clean yourself up a bit. Taking another cup of stream water, you lightly clean your face and wash your shoes. You watch the water flow down. You feel a bit better. My brain is actually big today. Oh my god. The creek seems to be pretty small enough to cross to the other side. With the way the water flows through, it seems very calm. There's a few stumps in the middle. Looks like you might be able to hop on and make your way over. The rocks will be slippery. I will go through the water itself, though it would make me much colder. Should I take my chance at the rocks? Yeah. You carefully make your way over to the first stump. You easily make it by jumping towards it. Whew! The stump seems a bit slippery, but the moss helps a bit. You prep yourself for the next one. Luckily, the stump is bigger than the one before. You quickly jump over to it. You take a moment to look around before looking at the next one. Looks to be slightly deeper in the water. I can do this. You're taking a deep breath and jump across. A slight breeze blows through. You steady yourself and calm down a bit. Whew! There's one more you need to jump over to. You prepare yourself to jump one more time. As you begin to jump, you slip on the stump you're standing on. A loud ringing noise goes through your ear as you fall into the water. So cold. Your head crashes against the debris floating around. You begin to sink into the water as your body tenses up. The energy you would have to fight the current isn't there. You feel the rush of the water push you up against some sharp rocks. Even if you had a chance, you couldn't fight against the waters. You stop struggling. Ah, frick! I knew it. I guess we'll go through the waters. You go into the waters. It's freezing, but you somehow adjust to it. You slowly make your way through the water. Each step you take is with great caution. You reach the other side of the edge and climb your way over. You begin to shiver. The sun-cold breeze brushes through the trees. You look around and see the way around looks less intimidating. You follow along through the soggy ground, hoping to make it along. The wave of exhaustion courses through you. You begin to feel a bit dazed. This noise can be heard in the distance. You stumble over yourself to the nearest tree. You hide behind it and peek around to see if anyone or anything is near. Nothing's there, just the wind. You shake abundantly. The exhaustion must be getting to you. The random gust of wind stings against your skin. You claw yourself against a tree to get yourself back up to your feet. Suddenly, you fall to your knees. Your eyes begin to lower. You try to get up, but your body wants to rest. Maybe I should sleep. You couldn't finish your words as you slump to the ground. Days begin to pass. You never wake up. Oh? Oh, wow. How unfortunate. This wasn't what I was expecting. I was really hoping that would be a better outcome. Guess I really lost the bet. I expected so much more from you. I died? Frick, maybe I should have gotten right. Okay, this time I'm gonna go right. I know that there was the option to not drink the water, but that barely does anything for us. In fact, it doesn't do anything for us whatsoever. We do not recover like some of the health we lost from walking around. So this time we're gonna go right. Going right seems like the best idea. You take one more look at the left path before going right. The walk is a long one as you begin to feel slight drops of rain fall on you. Thunder can be heard in the distance. You need to find shelter soon. After trampling over large stalks of grass and tree branches, you make it down a single pathway. There's thick fog in the air that makes it hard to see. The moonlight is greatly dimmed. You try to avoid large cracks in the ground as they look like they could give way at any second. A shuffle can be heard in the distance. You make your way over and hide behind one of the largest trees. You wait a few minutes, listening out for anything else to happen. You peek your head over and look around. Whatever it was, it seems to be gone now. Everything seems to be okay for now. Quietly, you begin to sneak around a bit more, making sure not to cause any attention towards yourself. The rumbles of thunder and rain seem to pick up even more. Need to hurry. You notice there's two large trees blocking something in the distance. Your curiosity gets the better of you and you go off the path. A cave? You can feel a cold breeze flowing through. You look around a bit before stepping closer. This doesn't look like it should be here. Something feels off. It begins to make you feel uneasy. Something isn't right. You sense as though you shouldn't be here. I'm gonna go in the cave! Wait. Okay, so I can either go in the cave or climb up the sides of the hill. I'm going in the cave! This hole was made for me! You feel the wind begin to push you gently towards the cave. You're not sure what's going on, but for some reason, you feel at ease with yourself. Everything feels calm. The once uneasy feeling you felt seems to have instantly gone away. Each step you begin to take feels lighter than before. Closer and closer, you make your way in. A strong gust of wind blows through and you trip forward. You regain your footing and listen in. It sounds very peaceful. You quietly walk inside. You continue walking and walking deeper into the cave. The sound lures you in deeper. You get distracted by the sudden downfall of rain that echoes in the cave. snapping back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. You feel the icy cold water rise. Oh no. You make your way deeper inside the... Wait, why would you go deeper? What's for real? You're getting drowned in there and you decide to go deeper? You try to feel around as the water flowing inside begins to rise to your knees. Why are you going deeper? It's so cold. You start to shiver. You manage to make your way upwards through the dark cave and crawl inside a small crevice. You're getting yourself into a smaller hole? There's no light source anyway, so you take a chance staying put. The air smells terrible, but it's the only choice for survival. You begin to feel lightheaded. Trying to breathe feels horrid. The pain stings within your lungs. Your head begins to hurt. Each breath you take feels worse as time goes on. There's nowhere to go, so you try to tolerate it. You slump over and begin to feel drowsiness. I can't. Someone, please, help. Everything begins to go silent as you lose consciousness. The water continues to rise. Luckily enough, you never wake up before the water engulfs you. Ah, frick. Okay, this time I know better, okay? My brain is getting bigger now. I'm going to climb up the sides of the hill. This totally won't go wrong. This will not go wrong. I climb up the sides of the hill. You make your way over to the side of the hill. You manage to grab onto whatever you can to make your way upwards. Almost there. With one last jolt of energy, you pull yourself over the steep rocky hill and dust yourself off. The trees closes on you as you look around. Each direction you look in seems as though they lead to someplace. You continue thinking to yourself for a moment before choosing a random direction and continuing on. A thick fog begins to surround you as you go deeper. You notice a few large cracks in the ground. You manage to make your way around them without tripping. Suddenly, you hear something in the distance. Huh? You listen in for a bit and try to track the source of the sound. You try to quietly get closer. By being distracted by the sound, you accidentally trip over some dead vine attached to a holdout tree. Yeah! You examine your foot. Well, seems okay. You place your foot back down, feeling a slight sting. You continue on down past a couple of bushes. There's an opening past them and you push through. Stumbling down a slight hill, you land on your feet. You stand up and approach a bridge. We actually progressed? There's no way you can see anything past a certain point due to the fog. This may be my only chance. You contemplate for a bit before deciding to cross the bridge. Each step you take causes the bridge to creak and crack. Make sure to stop if you feel something that's off. You try and take smaller steps, as it seems like you're halfway across. I can do this. After you've taken a deep breath, you keep walking. You slow your pace a bit. The bridge seems to tilt. You try to adjust your panic by breathing slower. Suddenly, your next step causes a hole to open up in the bridge. Oh, is it a rope bridge? Your sudden reaction makes you step over yourself and fall over. You fall into the murky water. Am I gonna die again? It's icy cold. You force your body not to lock up. The flow of the water is a calm one. You begin to try swimming to shore. The sudden splash of water can be heard not that far from you. You look back and see bubbles form in the water. You let out an unexpected gasp and continue swimming. Adrenaline kicks in as you feel something clasp onto one of your legs. You kick whatever it was off you. A loud shriek is let out by something surrounding you. Before you can reach the other side, you're pulled under. Your body is tossed and turned around. With the cold water slowing you down, you keep trying to fight back. You try to swim back up to the surface. In a panicked state, you scream out, only for something to clamp onto your neck. You know what's about to happen next as you close your eyes. The force causes you to go limp. You don't feel a thing. You're dragged deeper and deeper into the waters. Jesus Christ, this is terrifying. So walking might not be the best idea. Okay, we have learned that, okay? Everything is a learning experience, okay? No matter how many times we die. So, let's wait for help. You decide that maybe it's for the best that you wait here and not go anywhere. The terrain here is very disorienting and you don't want to trail off too far from where you are. You crawl back into the decayed tree and wait there. In your tired state, you quickly fall back to sleep. Do I ever wake up? You sluggishly wake back up to the sounds of bugs and random noises going on within the swamp. These sound slightly louder than before. You take a peek outside the rotten tree. You begin to think to yourself, "No, let's not walk, let's wait for help." You remain hopeful that someone or anyone will come by at some point. A slight chill rushes through the trees, swaying them back and forth. You watch on as the leaves fall down one by one. One manages to fall on top of your head. You flick it off your head and turn around. You begin to crawl back into the crevice and wait a bit before it doze off again. You wake back up and look around. You hear a slight bit of thunder somewhere far away. "I will go to sleep." You're feeling pretty drowsy from constantly taking short naps. It's best to get some actual sleep. You proceed to shift around inside the tree once more. You shut your eyes and go to sleep. For a moment, you feel at ease. You sense the humid air has changed a bit. The once noisy swamp has gone quieter, then silent. You hear something. The sound of leaves being stepped on. Something has approached you. Something is waiting for you to wake up. You slowly open your eyes. "Oh! Hello there." You let out a hoarse shriek and quickly shift yourself back against the tree. "Lion? Calm down. It's me, Noah. Remember?" He quickly looks you up and down. "Gosh, you look awful. Even worse than me." The awkward silence grows as you stare at him. "Oh, sorry. That was pretty rude of me. This is what happens when you try to be ambitious. You end up here. Alone." He lets out a big sigh as he shakes his head. "I just happened to be doing a stroll and here you are. I know a lot about this place and I'm surprised you even made it out this far. This area is dangerous. It's only gonna get colder. I haven't had it bad that you wouldn't last a day, and look at you." You watch on as he playfully kicks a few rocks and sticks out of the way. The thing is, he leans in slightly, his tone coming off firm and patronizing. "You're lucky I even managed to catch up with you, with how hard it is to navigate around here. There's another storm coming. I need you to come back with me. You've been gone for 2.5 days now. We're almost ready to go into day 3. So it will be your best interest to just come back with me, okay?" I will probably die if I choose to stay. I'm going to stay." You shake your head at him. "I'll be fine. Thanks, though." He slightly frowns at you. "What do you mean, no? Have you forgotten the situation you're in?" He sees that you're slightly shaking from the cold. "Why would you want to stay in a place like this? Aren't you hungry?" "Come on, let's just go back." "I'm gonna stay." You once again shake your head at him. "No. I don't want to go anywhere with you. Leave me alone." He inches himself closer to you. "Look, I know everything may have started off wrong, but we don't have that much time for you to be sulking like this again, Lion." You sense his tone with you shift even more. "Maybe it's the cold around here that's gotten to you. Yeah, that's it. I'll take care of you and everything, just like before." "I'm gonna stay." You stay still, eyeing him down. He scoffs at you. "And here I am trying to save you and give you a second chance. This was a waste of energy and my time. I'm not doing this with you." He turns and walks away. You watch as he slowly disappears in between the trees. After a few more minutes, you peek your head out once more. He must have really left. You let out a deep sigh and begin to plan your next move. "I'm gonna go back to sleep." You go back in and shift around before going back to sleep. The distant rumbles of thunder can be heard. For a moment, you think about possibly going to higher ground. You're too exhausted. You don't think too much further and go to sleep. And I never wake up. Some time goes by before you're awakened by the strong winds. You quickly go outside of the tree and look around. A few drops of rain begin to pour down. Then suddenly, heavy rain falls down within the area. The ground handles up the water for a bit, then begins to rise. You make your way out of the tree and begin to climb it. The rain is so cold. Each drop that hits you stings. The strong gusts of winds blow you down onto soggy ground. The water continues to rise as you try to get back up. You begin to panic as you try desperately to climb up higher as the water rises. You manage to grab one of the branches and pull yourself up. The branch begins to crack and you shift downward. Another gust of wind blows through and forces you to hold onto the tree. You close your eyes tightly, hoping everything will be over soon. The sound of trees can be heard cracking and breaking around you. The tree you're holding onto begins to move back and forth. No, no, no! You open your eyes back up and try to look around at what to do. It's so dark and cold, you begin to shiver. In a desperate attempt, you try to see if you can climb higher as you feel the cold water below reach your feet. The tree begins to tilt over and you get caught between something you can't make out. The tree can't hold you anymore and begins to break. You try to hold on to something else, but the damaged tree breaks from under you. You fall inward, trapped inside the tree as the water begins to rise. A sharp, dull pain is felt as you feel a piece of wood pierce into your back. You try to claw around and get up somewhere higher. Nothing is working. Your body begins to give out. You try one more time to grab onto something. An opening becomes available within your reach. As you try and pull yourself up, it collapses and you fall back down. You are now completely submerged in the cold water. No one is coming to save you now. You instantly regret your choices. With one last inhale, you engulf the water. And of course I died. God damn it. Alright. I'm gonna go with him now, despite the fact that my character clearly doesn't want to go with him. The fact that my character has so much apprehension about going with him tells me that it's probably a bad idea. So I'm gonna go with him. You meekly crawl your way towards him. There you go. I'm glad you're being very reasonable. He bends down to extend his hand towards you. Calmly, he helps you to your feet and lightly dusts you off. He places one of his arms under yours. He looks at you for a second and looks away slightly. You look at him. It seems like he's trying to find the right words to say. I'm gonna try it and be more engaging this time. I've thought about some things and I guess it's hard to be around someone who doesn't really like talking all that much. He lets out a sigh, pushing his hand through his hair. When we get back, would you like to eat? Soup, grilled cheese sandwiches, cookies. I would love a grilled cheese sandwich and soup. Grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup? Heck yeah, that sounds amazing. That doesn't sound half bad. Especially with tomato soup. Oh, heck yeah! Noah, you know me, fam. You know what I like. Wait. You know what I like. It's kind of funny how you're down there where my legs could be. Oh, thanks. You both share a moment of awkward silence. Yeah. Okay, let's go. He easily takes you along down past a few rotten trees. You try to keep up, but slightly fumble. Don't worry. I know a shortcut. You try to avoid tripping over the roots sticking out of the ground as he leads the way. It shouldn't take too long. He notices that you're shivering and pulls you in a little closer. You can stand closer to me. I don't mind. As long as you follow me there, should be nothing to worry about. Hopefully we can make it back in time. The light of the moon is blocked out by the dense fog that begins to flow through as you both travel down a hidden path. You notice the sound of nature still has not come back yet. He walks in such a way to push you along, but also slows down if he sees you stumbling. He cautiously looks at you from time to time. You try to distract yourself by looking around at the leaves. Each step the both of you take squishes them into bits of mush. Before you can continue thinking to yourself, he nudges you. Yeah, I cooked a nice meal this time. You think back to yourself, wondering why he even asked about choosing a meal. While he continues on, you accidentally step on a patch of grass that suddenly pulls you downwards. He tightly grabs onto you and hoists you up over the steep in the muddy ground. You both share a moment of silence. You should pay attention more. Wouldn't want you to get hurt again. Isn't that right? Don't look at me like that, fam. You continue to remain quiet, but assure him with a gentle nod you appreciate his gesture. With a sudden turn, you're led into an unfamiliar place with thick fog surrounding the area. The path seems to lead around a corner, blocked off by more decayed trees. It looks unnatural. So as I was saying earlier, never cooked, but for something like this, I think you'll really enjoy it. Besides, you need your energy back so you can help out again. That seems a bit sus, not gonna lie. It's gonna be gyros. They're my favorite. Oh. I should have surprised you once we got there. He shrugs and continues. Alright, I need you to hold on to me this time. This will be easy. He guides you up and over a couple of rocks in areas that are difficult for you to cross by yourself. He looks at you warmly, and you try to crack a slight smile. See? We're almost there. Just, one more thing. Suddenly, he picks you up. You give him a spooked look. Huh? What do you think you're doing? This next part is gonna be weird, but think of it as a trust-building exercise. 1, 2... Wait! Okay, bye. He jokingly pretends to almost drop you. Okay, but for real. See you at the bottom. Without any hesitation, he walks over to the edge of the hill and drops you down. This is not Lion King, fam! You close your eyes and begin to brace yourself. You toss and turn, fumbling down the steep hill. You try to brace and protect yourself, but it's of no use. Pieces of wood and debris chip at your skin. You try to let out a scream, but nothing comes out as you feel your face collide with more debris. Before you expect the worst, you reach the ground. You begin to gasp for air and hold on to yourself. The soggy ground softened the fall. The air feels slightly warmer. Seconds later, you hear him sliding down. See? That wasn't so bad. You freaking yeeted me down a hill! My cabin is just across this terrain. You hear him walk his way towards you. Some of the dirt and mud he kicks up lands on you. He nudges you with his shoe. Now, get up. But, can you step on me more, Daddy? You sense his warm and welcoming tone shift. I can stay on the... Why is staying on the ground an option here? What the frick? Okay, I know getting up will be a good idea, but I want to stay on the ground. You continue to lie on the ground. Hello? He nudges you again. Hey, what's gone into you? I thought things were going pretty well. I'm even trying to talk to you a bit more. Is this some kind of joke I'm not aware of? You say nothing. Do you really want to be difficult? There's a storm about to hit real soon, and you don't want to get up? You hear a few raindrops begin to hit the ground. He nudges you again. Come on, the fall wasn't that bad. Get up. I will stay on the ground. He doesn't say another word and just stares at you. Some time passes, and he slowly bends down and shoves your shoulder. His voice sounds even deeper and threatening than before. Get up. I'm staying on the ground. Without another word, he turns and leaves you. You hear a distant sound of click and a door shutting. Slight raindrops begin to fall onto your face. You watch on, the sky becomes overcast. You lay there for a few moments before finally get back on your feet. You don't get a moment to adjust yourself before rainfall comes down hard. The wind blows you around easily. The rain suddenly falls down with even more force. You try and make a way to the thick trees in the distance to use as shelter. As you continue on with a slight limp, you slip onto the ground. The ground has become extremely condensed. The rain is getting intense now. You try and pick yourself back up, but your hands are caught within the now thick mud. The visibility has gone dark. The rain is too much. You can barely make out what's in front of you. You can feel the muddy water reaching your ankles. You continue pulling and pulling, but it makes it worse. The rain doesn't let up. With one final pull, you feel yourself being tugged deeper into the mud. The water has now reached your neck. You keep tugging and tugging out of sheer panic, trying to free yourself. Your heart begins to race as the water continues to rise. Eventually, you are submerged in the dirty water. You continue to hold your breath. The sound of rain splashing on the water is loud. Your ears are ringing. The water feels so cold. Eventually, you inhale the water into your lungs. Weirdly enough, your final moments felt peaceful. The mud engulfs you. You can't feel anything anymore. And of course, I died. Frick. Okay, this time I won't be so freaking stubborn. I'm gonna get up. You hesitantly try to get up on your own while he watches you struggle. Go on, get up. You continuously fumble from your frightened and weakened state before you finally stabilize yourself. Ah, look at you. He flicks a large piece of dirt off your face. There you go. I'm very proud of you. He lightly grabs you by the sweater and brings you along. It takes a few more minutes to get there as both of you feel raindrops fall. Looks like we made it just in time. A chill rings through the air as a strong gust of wind pushes you both inside the back of the cabin. You're immediately met with the smell of the cabin. It brings back vague memories. It smells different, almost like a hotel room instead of an earthy smell. It feels slightly comforting. A lot better than it had been the last time you remember being here. It's still quite cold in here, but it's better than being outside. Your thoughts are distorted as you hear Noah try to flick on a nearby light switch. Power must have went out. Storm must have been really bad this time. Normally this doesn't happen. Wait right here. I'll just use something else. Okay? You hear him walk his way over to turn on a nearby lamp. This one is battery operated, so it should last a good while. He lets out a deep sigh, scratching his head slightly. What should I do? He walks away from you and takes a nearby throw blanket to spread it out on the couch. Try to adjust your eyes by wiping them. The cardboard boxes might have been moved out of the way, but there's still barely any stuff around. Sadly, the mold, it's still around. Seems to have gotten even worse. You lean up against the door, trying to maintain your energy. He looks over, noticing you slowly doze off. Huh? You hear him rush over and place a hand around your waist. Come on, don't just stand there. He swiftly guides you to the couch. Just sit down. You nod and quietly make your way over. The comfort of the cushioning helps you feel a bit better. You lean back and stare at the ceiling. At least the couch is still comfortable. He lets out a soft chuckle. You hear him grab something from the table as he makes his way over. He sits down and scoots beside you. Hey, look at me for a second. You turn over to look at him. Huh? He gently cups your face with his hand. You're still this cold? Come here. You wince slightly at the sudden warmth against his skin. He takes the cloth and begins to clean your face. It's damp but surprisingly warm. It smells like lavender. You awkwardly shift around as he gets a good look at you. Huh? Hold still. You still look like a mess. Gosh darn it. God, I'm not sure if I should do it myself. Hold on. I'm gonna try doing it myself first. He raises an eyebrow at you. No, you can't. Just look at you. Besides, you tried leaving by yourself and this is how you ended up. He quickly and sloppily finished up wiping the last bits of dirt off your face. I'm done, by the way. You watch as he stands back up, tossing the used cloth on the table. So I'm guessing that other bar over on the right side of the screen, right side for you, by the way, well, both of us, is definitely like Noah's like affection meter or something. Oh dear God. He walks over to the window next to the front door. From what I've gathered, it's probably going to rain for, he glances over, the next 2 days or so. But he makes his way back over to you. I'll happily let you stay here for as long as you'd like again. Just pretend we're starting everything over. How does that sound? You pause for a moment. You're not sure what to say. You begin to feel lightheaded as you lean back against the couch. Right. I just found you again. He reaches out and places his hand on your forehead. Still cold, but not as bad as earlier. You're still shaken up, huh? Well, look at it this way. We've been talking a bit more. Or I guess I have been trying. So that's a pretty good start, right? You continue to stare at him. Yeah, sure. He lets out a sigh and shifts back slightly. With that being said, I almost forgot. You're starving. I'm gonna go bring you something to eat now. The gyros, right? Yeah? Isn't that what I said earlier? Oh, sorry. It's just my head hurts. He glances over to the kitchen and back at you. Don't move. He makes his way down the hall into the kitchen. You overhear a plastic bag being shuffled. He shortly returns with something wrapped in aluminum foil. Here's the gyro I promised. Oh, hell yeah! It's still kind of good, so you don't have to go reheat it. I'm not that hungry right now, so I'll eat mine later. He watches as you begin to peel back the foil. You take a bite. Wow. On your first bite, it tastes alright. Some good seasoning was added to this. But it's not warm like you said. It's cold and brittle. The bread is a little stale. Seems like this was left out for a while. It must have gone bad. Maybe. But that doesn't stop you from eating. You continue eating with him in silence as you finish up the last few bites. You glance up slightly and notice him eyeing you. He extends his hand out to take the trash. So, What you think? He tosses it into the nearby cardboard box. That was, really good. You're a great cook. That's very nice of you to say. He grabs a cup of water that was left sitting out. He gently places it into your hand as he sits next to you. You'll need some water to wash it all down. Thank you. Uh-huh. You look into the cup. There's a bit of lint inside of it. You begin to fish it out and wipe the residue on your pants. Without any hesitation, you chug the water down. You feel a whole lot better than you did before, but the headache still remains. Once you finish, he takes the cup and places it back to the side table. Now, with that out of the way, he moves in closer, giving you a stagnant look. I need you to never do that again, okay? What were you even thinking? You aren't one for taking risks like that. Anything could have happened. This is... He pauses for a second, looking away as he tries to gather his thoughts. You're confused at his sudden frustrations towards you. This isn't like you. Huh? Noah, are you okay? Something tells me that we were meant to cross paths for a reason. And it seems like you're avoiding what you're truly destined for. Do you understand? I think I might as well just give in. I do. I'm glad you get what I mean. Well, you're here. You don't have to be afraid anymore. You need to trust me. He looks you up and down for a moment and slightly fumbles with his fingers. Been through a lot. He slightly looks away. I just want to keep you safe. You blankly stare at him for a second. The aura he gives off seems uncertain. He lets out a sigh and pushes his hand through his hair. What to do? Okay. It's later than I expected it to be. He leaves his room. You stare out for a moment before you see him move towards the bathroom adjacent from his room. After a few minutes, he makes his return. Just check the time and yeah, it's definitely pretty late. I'll let you have some time to yourself. It should help. I finally fixed the water issue while you were gone. So no more weird water problems in the bathroom. Follow me. You weakly stand up and let him guide you over. Do you need help? I don't want you to fall. I'll be okay. He opens the bathroom door for you. Just relax and take some time out to clean yourself up. I left you some fresh clothes on the towel rack. The material is a bit thicker, so it'll help you stay warm. He flicks on the light switch. Don't use up all the hot water this time. I'll be right back. If something happens, I'm sure you can figure out how to solve it. He backs up and turns away. You take this as a moment to finally exhale after you close the door. A familiar earthy smell fills the room. It's decently manageable, so it'll be something to get used to. More of the mold has spread. It's even covering some of the sink now. You whisper under your breath. How is he okay with this? You let out a deep sigh. You make your way over to turn on the water in the tub. I guess I'll take a shower. You adjust the setting of the water and begin to prep for a shower. The shower head leaks heavily as the water hits the bottom of the tub. After testing the water, you begin to change out. You make sure you keep an eye out for the mold surrounding you. You take this time to reflect on everything that has happened. Finally, having a decent place to clean up lifts your spirits slightly. You use whatever bottle of body wash is lying around. You take a quick whiff of it. It has a very strong lavender smell. The color of it looks extremely dark. You look at the other bottles. Lemon, jasmine. There's not a lot left in these though. You pick the lavender bottle back up. Better than nothing. You spend quite an amount of time in the bathroom. Well, at least we managed to heal up a bit. After you finish cleaning, you hop out of the shower and change into the clothes Noah offered. They're very soft and warm. Surprisingly, they don't have any odor to them. You turn off the light and head back to the living room. You go back to the couch and use the used throw blanket covered in dirt. Then you place it onto the floor. As you get ready to sit down, you hear Noah come out of his room. Welcome back. Do you feel more relaxed now? I do. Yeah, I do actually. It's a lot better than before. My head still hurts a bit, but thank you again. You seem perk up even more. It's good to hear that coming from you. If we look out for each other, it can only get better from here. I'm gonna call it a night. Feel free to make yourself comfortable around here. But I think you should get some sleep instead. You need your rest. Also, let me refresh your memory. He begins to get closer to you. Don't leave my home unless I'm with you. I shouldn't have to repeat that one. What else? He looks around the room for a moment, then back at you. Don't mess with anything. And, you continue to stare at him. You can sense he's flustered about something. I'm too tired for this. We can figure out the rest as we go along. Together. You're not really sure what else to say. Alright. Well, good night. Yeah. He tries to give you a soft smile before turning to leave his room. Hope you get some well-rested sleep. The noise of the storm is pretty relaxing. It really helps me sleep. He turns and makes his way to his room. Before he shuts the door, he peeks his head out to look at you. Oh, also, don't wake me. Don't go in my room unless I allow it. He gently closes the door. You aimlessly look out the window. The rain is coming down really hard. There's little to no visibility outside. The tint on the window makes everything appear different. I don't really know what's the right choice here. I guess for now, I'll just look around, perhaps? It takes some time to look around the cabin. You notice there's still dust in certain areas. Aside the cardboard boxes lying around, there's not much else to do. You pause for a moment. The temptation of looking into them piques your interest. Some are empty, but there are a few that look like they haven't been touched in a while. Maybe it'll jog your memory. There's even one box overly wrapped in duct tape. There must be more to this guy than he lets on. You begin to get a little curious. Open one of the boxes. You hesitate for a moment before slowly making your way over to one of his boxes. The floor slightly creaks and you pause. You listen out to hear if he noticed. A slight shuffle can be heard. Then silence. After a few more seconds, you make your way over to it. You look over to the box with the most tape covered in it. That's a lot of tape. A collection of dust sits on it. You examine the box more. There's claw marks on it. Whatever was written on it was marked out with some kind of marker. There's even ripped labels missing from it. You take a deep breath in. The tape looks like it'll be easy enough to rip off. You grasp one of the edges and begin to pull. Slowly, you begin to pull as slow as possible. Come on. At some point, you come across a section that requires more force. You tug on it even more. A slight rip of the tape can be heard across the living room. As much as you try to piece it back together, your fingerprints left all over the box. You take your sleeve and remove the dust. The tape won't stick back in place. You panic and try to sneak back onto the couch. The floor creaks again, only this time a bit louder. No, please. You hear his room door open. Oh. Frick. I know he said not to wake him, but I'm gonna talk to Noah, see how that goes. You question why your mind even thought about doing that. As much as you want to have a conversation with him, you know that's a terrible idea. Who knows what'll happen if you bother him? Who knows how he'll react? He did say not to wake him up, and he's right. It's probably very late. You feel yourself begin to feel a bit tired. Oh. Go outside? I'm not going back out there. You think back to what Noah said about going outside. The storm seems pretty dangerous. In your current state, there's no way you'll survive. Then again, what if you do? Let's get to the door. There's multiple locks on the door. You begin to fiddle with them. The locks quietly click open. That was too easy. You check the locks further. That's strange. The way they're made, they don't actually lock anything. The wind from outside presses up against the door. Try to balance out the force onto the door to open it. Before you plan your next move, a large gust of wind blows in. The door swings open. You let out a gasp as you knock against a nearby side table. The rain makes its way inside the house. Water splashes everywhere. You try to close the door back. The cold chill of the wind and rain weakens you. The door can be heard being opened. Oh no. Without a word, you see Noah move his way towards you. I survived. For now. I don't think that's me surviving, fam. What if I sneak into Noah's room? You look around outside a bit longer and begin to zone out. It's pretty cold and lonely being in the living room. Even with a change of clothes, you feel as though things could be better. The couch isn't too bad. Yeah, it's comfortable, but you shake your head. You think back to what Noah said for a second. There's no telling how he'll react if he catches you entering his room, especially of how cold he can be with his words at times. However, it's way past the time he usually sleeps. He's probably very exhausted. You begin to wonder if there might be something in his room to help you in the future. Besides, the sound of rain will drown out the sound of your footsteps anyway. You take a deep breath in and let it out. I can do this. You quietly make your way out to Noah's door. Each step you take is slightly lighter than the other. Try your best not to make the floor creak as you step closer. While trying to be cautious, you almost fell forward. You clutch onto your chest, trying to calm yourself down. Calm down. Calm down. Okay. You reach to the front of his bedroom door. You wipe your hand with your hoodie and place it on the doorknob. It feels oddly warm. You can feel your heartbeat begin to ring in your ears. You pause, wiping the slight sweat from your forehead. You gently begin to turn the knob. Each second that passes makes you feel unsure about doing this. You pause for a second, holding the doorknob in place. Between the beats of your heart, you can hear the metal pieces inside the door make a click sound. It's completely unlocked now. There's no way he could have heard that. Your senses are probably heightened from this attempt at being sneaky. You gently push against the door ever so slightly. In the back of your mind, you're pleading that the door doesn't make any type of sound that'll wake him up. You manage to crack it open a bit, very quietly. The cold breeze immediately beats your face. You try to look inside through the opening, but it's too dark. You push it open even more. You begin to bite your lip, trying to overcome your worry of what will happen next. The sound of the rain outside makes you remember that he most likely can't hear you, but the chances that he could makes you panic slightly. The feeling of tiredness slowly becomes unnerving. Gently shake your head and push the door even more. Still nothing but darkness. It's nowhere close to being halfway open. You can't even push your hand through. You pause and try to steady your breathing. With another deep breath in and out, you push the door. What are you doing, Lion? You let out a hoarse yelp as the door is aggressively pulled open by him. All you could muster was a loud gasp before you stumble back, tripping over yourself. He catches you by your hoodie and pulls you back on your feet. Sadly, in your state of confusion, you fall into him. He looks down at you. He gently grabs you by both your arms and lightly pushes you off. Back up. You close the door behind him. You quickly shuffle away. With one jump, you awkwardly land on the couch. He gives you a puzzled look. That was something. You're very lucky I wanted some water and wasn't asleep yet. I guess you're also thirsty? Is that why you tried coming into my room? Even though I said not to, I couldn't sleep. And your door was already open, so I tried closing it. Huh? Speak up. You look up at him. I couldn't sleep and I saw your door was open, so I went to close it. Really? You quickly nod. You couldn't sleep and my door was just open? You fake a confident nod. Yeah, it was slightly open. I was trying to close it. Slightly. Yeah. But the way you're acting, I'll take your word for it. Next time, just leave it alone, okay? I understand. Good. Are you still thirsty? Yeah, I am. I could go for something to drink. Alright, just wait here. You quietly wait as he makes his way to his kitchen. As you're waiting, you look back at his bedroom door. You feel a slight temptation of entering his room. Even though you were extremely nervous the first time, you feel a bit more assured you can go inside this time. He seems relaxed. Listen out and you hear him shuffling through a few of the cabinets. Ooh, this is gonna kill me. I gotta go inside his room. You quickly open his door and make your way inside. Thankfully, the sounds of the door slightly creaking went unnoticed. It's dark. You can't see anything. You feel on the wall for a switch. There's nothing there. Before you can walk further, you hit your foot against something metallic. You wince out in pain. The pain is excruciating. You try biting your lips to contain your scream. You listen out for Noah's footsteps. Slightly back up, you still feel around. You come across something that feels stiff and hard. Lion! You jump at the sound of his voice echoing from the kitchen. Did you want ice for your water? Without trying to show any panic in your voice, you respond, Yes, please! Want lots of ice! Okay. You continue searching around in his room. A cold breeze blows through again. You try to track the source of the chill. You begin to crouch down and slowly feel around. You hear footsteps. Then a faucet turned on. You quickly wipe the sweat from your forehead and continue feeling around. The panic in your chest becomes overwhelming. You stand back up and turn around. Before you can head out, you get caught in something. You crash hard on the floor. Lion? I'm okay. Just exhausted. I tripped. Hold on. You hear him turn off the faucet and prepare to come down the hall. Oh, shoot. I'm screwed. Okay, this time I'm gonna wait. Decide to wait around. As much as you would like to explore his room, it might be better to just wait. Hey, you hear his voice echo down the hallway. Did you want ice with your water? Yeah. I like my water pretty cold. Yeah. Yeah, right. You hear him close a few cabinets and turn on the faucet. As you wait, you lean up against the wall. You look around for a bit. Eventually, he makes his return. Here you go. Oh, hell yeah! Ice water! He hands you a cup of water. There's a lot of ice in it. A lot. Even filled the water up to the brim. You shrug and drink the icy water. It tastes great and refreshing. I'll see you in a few hours. I'm really tired. You can tell by how his voice was getting slightly husky that he's genuine about being sleepy. He lets out a yawn. And I just want to sleep. Hope you get a good night's rest then. He slightly looks away. Yeah. It takes another sip of water. He hesitates for a second. It's not much, but I enjoyed whatever this is. What do you mean? I'm not sure. I guess I feel a bit at ease. For now, I guess. He lets out a sigh, trying to figure out what to say next. You finish drinking the last few drops of water. Okay. I'll see you soon. Don't forget what I told you earlier about waking me. He turns to go to his room. Wait. Yeah? I really want to get to bed. And you should too. It's just that... He slightly backs up. Well, I had a question. For you. He continues back up against his bedroom door. I just want to go to sleep. I know, but... Night, Lion. He slowly tries to open his bedroom door. But I want to sleep. I know, but I was going to ask if... I'm tired. Okay, I'll go to sleep, but could I... Go to sleep! He quickly opens the door and backs up. No one's like me for real. What the heck? He closes the door in front of you. He's gonna ask if I could have another cup of water. Wait for a second. No response. You let out a sigh and make your way into the kitchen. And I survived. Nice. Okay, I just want to go through one last interaction, which is to just go to sleep. Because I'm wondering if there will be any interesting CGs out of this. You turn off the lamp. The blanket that's left on the couch must have been placed there while you were in the bathroom. You lay down, adjusting yourself. No point in trying to ask for anything better. You shuffle around a bit before finding a comfortable position. As you pull the blanket upwards, you can smell that it's been washed. You burrow your face into it, noticing the smell of lavender. You manage to fall asleep pretty easily from the sound of the rain outside. You survived. For now. Anyway, that was Trembling Essence. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. The reason why I didn't go back to some of the choices was because, like, it tends to lead back to the same outcome. But if you guys want to play this game for yourself, link to game will be in the description below. I'm actually really looking forward to what the final game's gonna be like. Why is it that the main character doesn't trust Noah? What is the history behind them? So on and so forth. Anyway, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.